Hello, students. Till now, we learned about control and coordination in animals. But what about plants? Do they also have nervous system and muscular system for control and coordination? If no, then how do you think they respond to stimuli? Okay, now let's learn about control and coordination in plants. It is confirmed that plants do not have nervous system. They use chemical means. I repeat, chemical means for control and coordination. And there are plant hormones which are responsible for different kinds of movements in plants. You know, there are two types of movements in plants, and they are tropic movement and nastic movements. Now, what are tropic movements? The movement which are in a particular direction in relation to stimulus is called tropic movement. The result of growth of plants in a particular direction. That is, when plants grow towards a particular direction, that is responding to the external factor, that is stimulus, that type of movement in plants is called tropic movements. There are five types of tropic movements seen in plants, and they are geotropic movement, phototropic movement, hydrotropic movement, Thigmotropic movement, and Chemotropic movement. Let's learn about these movements in little detail. Firstly, geotropic movement. Growth or movement of plants in response to the gravity is called geotropic movement. Okay, let me explain you. Suppose this is a plant. You are seeing that root geotropic means when plant responds to the gravity. Now here what we can see is these roots, they are moving towards the earth. That is, we know that gravitational force is very much high below the earth, matlab inside the earth as we go deeper and deeper. So when these roots are moving towards the inner part of the soil, these roots show positive geotropism. Positive geotropism. And this shoot of the plant, it is growing upward, that is, it is going against the gravity, in opposite direction from the gravity. That's why the shoot of this plant shows negative geotropism. Negative geotropism. This is the shoot. That means the parts of the plant above the ground. This is called shoot. This is called roots. I hope you got it. Geotropic movement means when the growth of the plants is in response of gravity or in response to the gravity. when plants are responding to the gravity, or geo means earth, no, to the earth or to the soil, it is called geotropic movement. And the growth of the roots in a plant shows positive geotropism, and this should growing opposite of these uh, soil, earth, or gravity, this shows negative geotropism. Number two, it is phototropic movement. You have been knowing about the meaning of photo. Photo means light. And I think you can easily guess this type of movement, that is growth or movement of plant in response to light. Here, shoots are positively geotropic and roots are negative, sorry, shoots are positively phototropic and roots are negatively phototropic. Let's take an example. I will draw a pot where the plant is kept. Okay, I will show you the root parts also. And this one is the shoot part. Okay. Now this is a pot containing a plant. Now, what we are to do to check whether there is a phototropism or not, we have to keep this plant in a box where no light can enter. Okay, this one is the box. We have kept the pot inside the box. Now what we are to do is to make a hole, small hole in the side of the container, and now we are to keep this inside a room so that only a small ray of light passes through this hole, and we are to observe its growth, and we have to see it after few days. Now what we will observe it, we will see the part of the stem has bended towards this, which was to grow in upward direction, no, now this will grow in this direction, that is towards the hole from where the light is coming. Now the growth will not be upside, it will be towards the hole, this side. It will be like this. The stem will grow in the direction of the sunlight. Now, why it happened? This happened because of the higher rate of cell division over here, this part, which was away from sunlight. Now, sometimes question may comes why the stem is bent if a potted plant is kept inside a box, and this all. At that time, you can say that the bending part, this one, is because of the higher rate of cell division over here. Cell division, higher rate of cell division takes place away from the direction of the sunlight. Now as a result of it, the stem will bend. Now this will bend. Now what is responsible for the increased cell division? It is there. Later we will learn about the hormone auxin. Hormone auxin is accumulated over here. That means when hormone auxin is here, it will promote cell division. More and more amount of cell is divided over here. Hence it makes the stem of the plant to bend. Hence this bending is caused by the hormone auxin by increasing the rate of cell division. And since this root is going away from the sunlight, it is negatively phototropic, and this plant is going towards or growing towards the sunlight, it is positively phototropic. Third one, it is hydrotropic movement. I hope you know the meaning of hydro. Hydro means water. Now, movement of growth towards water is called hydrotropic movement. And now we know that these roots, they usually grow. Obviously, we put water over the roots, no, root parts. So now this shoot part, it will go away from water, and these roots, it will grow to the sources where there is water, where water can be found, it will grow towards it. That's why these roots are positively hydrotropic. Okay, remember, growth or movement of plants towards water is called hydrotropic movement. We can usually see this in roots of the plant, because roots grow in the soil towards the nearest source of water, reaching the nearest source of water. And number 4, it is thigmotropism. That is, thigmo means touch. Now, the response of plant parts in response to touch is called thigmotropism. Now, how touch? We can see the examples of touch in climbers. I think you have seen, no, climbers squash, uh, peas and all. You have seen the tendril of the climbers. Tendril, you know, the this one curl part is called tendril. uh, you know that whenever we plant beans or peas, we put a support system, and when the pea plant grows, what it does is it will grow, but whenever the tendril it grows, it will coil around the support system. Now the tendril grows so that it can coil around a support. I think you all have seen that. Now here in tendril also there is a different rate of cell division, hence the coiling, when the coiling part is done. So for cell division, auxin, hormone auxin is responsible. Now this tendril, they are responding to the touch, that is when they touch the support system, they coil over there. This type of movement is called thigmotropism. Number 5, it is chemotropism, that is movement of plants towards chemicals. Now you might imagine, where do these chemicals come in the plants? That is example for chemotropism, it is the growth of pollen tube towards the ovule. This we can find in flower, and about which you will learn in next chapter, how do organism reproduce. And lastly, okay, not lastly, there is another type of movement, sorry, that is called nastic movement. Whatever we learned till now, it was the type of tropic movements, that is geotropic movement, and next one it is phototropic movement, hydrotropic movement, thigmotropic movement, and chemotropic movement. These are the movement which respond to the stimulus. Now next type, it is nastic movement. The movement which do not depend on direction from the stimulus act is called nastic movement. For example, drooping of plant Mimosa pudica. That means touch-me-not plants. Have you all seen touch-me-not plant? Yes, I hope you all have seen touch-me-not plants. It is called chuimui in Hindi and buhari jhar in Nepali. And I hope that you all have seen that. Now, we know that if someone touches the leaves of mimosa, that is touch-me-not plant, what happens? The leaves will droop. That means the leaves will automatically close down. Now, this drooping or closing of leaves is independent of the direction. It does not go to a particular direction from where the leaves are touched. Such movements are usually uh, occurring because of changing water balance in the cells. Now, when leaves of mimosa are touched, the cell in the leaves lose water. They lose water and they become flaccid, resulting in the drooping of leaves. This one is the open leaves of touch-me-not plant, sensitive plant, that is called chuimui or buhari jhar. And when someone touches its leaves, they will automatically droop. This drooping is due to the loss of water from the cell of the leaves. At that time, the cell of the leaves become flaccid, hence drooping occur. They are sensitive to touch, but wherever we touch it, they do not grow, and this don't get confused with thigmotropism. Now, like the nerves and muscles present in animals and the hormones present in animals, there are certain important plant hormones that are found in different parts of the plants. These plant hormones are also called phytohormones. These plant hormones are chemicals which help to coordinate growth, development, and responses to the environment in plants. And you know, there are four types of plant hormones or phytohormones. Number one, it is auxin, AUXIN, which you have heard earlier. These auxins are synthesized on the shoot tip, that is, they are found in the tip of the shoots. And these auxins, the function of auxin is to uh, help in growth of the plants. So uh, they are responsible for bending of steam in phototropism, bending of stem in phototropism. Okay, you have to remember the function of these hormones. Auxin, they are found at shoot tip, they help in growth of the plants, and they are responsible for bending of stem in phototropism. Number two, it is gibberellin, Gibberellin, gibberellin. They help in the growth of stem. Function of gibberellin is to help in the growth of the stem. Number three, it is cytokinin. Cytokinin, it promotes cell division, and the cytokinin are found in fruits and seeds. They promote cell division, hence forming fruit, seeds, and all. Now, these three hormones, auxin, gibberellin, and cytokinin, they are the growth promoters. That is, they help in growth of the plants. But we also need something that has to check the growth of the plants, and that is number fourth hormone, that is abscisic acid, ABSCISIC. Abscisic acid, ABA, full form it is abscisic acid. It inhibits growth and it causes wilting of leaves. Inhibit growth means they check the growth of the plants, and also they cause in drying of the leaves and falling down. And hence these abscisic acid, ABA, are also called stress hormone, STRESS, stress hormone. Now, let's think about how information is transmitted in plants. Again, instead of generating electrical impulse, what they do? They release chemical compounds which move from one cell to another. As we learned, electrical impulse is the best way to transmit information in animals. But there is a problem. The problem number one is these electrical impulse will reach only to those cells which are attached with nervous system. And number two, once an electrical impulse is generated in a cell and transmitted, the cell will take some time to reset its mechanism before it can generate and transmit new impulse. That means the cell, when transmitting information, after sending one information to generate again new impulse, the cell have to reset its whole mechanism. Hence, these are the two drawbacks of electrical impulse in multicellular organism. So, both plants and animals use another means of communication between cells, that is called chemical communication. But don't forget, animals do use their nervous system also. Okay, if instead of generating an electric impulse, the cell releases chemical compounds, okay, and it will diffuse all around the main cell, and the other cell would detect the information and transmit it. So, in this way, along with different life processes, we got to know how living organisms work in controlled and coordinated manner. And please don't forget to refer the NCERT book while viewing this video. Thank you.